So there's a stereotype out there that individuals with autism tend to have a certain lack of empathy. And with stigmas and stereotypes, I like to say either educate to eradicate or embrace it to erase it. And for me, there's a certain kernel of truth to the fact that at least I personally with autism have a lack of empathy. And that shouldn't be have a negative connotation to it, because I'll break it down for you. My autism, again, just for me, because everybody's different, my autism is very similar. It's akin to a computer. And when you run too many programs on the computer, it slows down, and then, it can stop functioning. Sometimes your computer dies on you. That's kind of when I have my meltdown, right? The more I get bogged down, the more overstimulated I get. I start to lose access to certain areas of my mind. I become emotionally congested, and it becomes harder to process emotions. And therefore, if I'm in that state and somebody gives me some news that is, typically expects an emotional reaction, I might not react all that emotionally because I'm already shutting down, and my capacity to process emotions is very limited because I'm shutting down. Therefore, I don't really feel anything when this person tells me that, something terrible happened or this happened, or if I should be happy for them, because I can't connect with them because that part of my mind takes a certain amount of energy that I just don't have the bandwidth to handle in that moment. And so I have to rely on my intellect in those times. I know that telling me A, B, or C, I should feel A, B, or C, but I don't feel it. So I just have to know it. And even though I don't feel it, I know it. So if somebody tells me some news and I'm already shutting down, sometimes, I honestly, I kind of have to fake my reaction, even though I don't feel it, because I know that if I was in my typical state, I would feel it. It's only because I'm shutting down, I have a very limited bandwidth, I'm overstimulated, and I'm emotionally congested. It's only because of those reasons and those struggles of mine that I don't feel it in that moment. So once I'm on the rebound, I will feel it again. So there is a kernel of truth when it comes to individuals on the spectrum showing a lack of empathy. Again, kernel of truth for me. Again, everybody on the spectrum is different, but again, I like to embrace the stigma to erase it, because a lot of stigmas and stereotypes, they typically do have a kernel of truth to them, but then they get exaggerated and overblown, and that is exactly what happens to the stigma and stereotype of individuals on the spectrum lacking empathy, because actually we are extremely empathetic and overly empathetic, if that can be a thing. And again, we can feel so much. Me personally, I feel so much that, again, I start to shut down because I feel so much. So it's like I feel so much, and then that is exhausting, so I shut down, and then I can't feel anything, but then I come back and feel a ton again. So that's just a little insight into my lived experience with the stereotype of having a lack of empathy.